So now you've spoken something that may sound very strange to you. It's your rough form, working form of your quantum wave pattern. So let's begin the process of polishing it and making it make sense and making it fit the quantum understanding. Oh, this is big, this is big, this is your key, your diamond, your encode decode key to living your life of miracles. So be patient, especially with me, because I haven't done this in a video before. I usually do it in person. So I've written about it though, and it is in my book once again, if you don't have it or you need it, Relation Shifting Tools for Living Quantum Resplendence. Some of it, not all of it. It's growing. Okay, so what we need to do now is try and change some of the words that you might have to make them more general. So the first thing I want you to look for, if there are any people mentioned in your list, if you had help from a friend or a parent or a child, we need to change their names, or what even the word mother, father, child, friend, to a word that's about you, right? Because this is all about you and what you do and how you live in as your quantum wave pattern. So I have created a new slide which is going to show you the different aspects of you that then you can translate into the part of you. Remember, we talked about the mirror call of you, that relationships are represented by this mirror, with the female side, the girl side, the man, and the male side. Okay, so this has 6 parts, and I'm going to give them to you now. You can write them down in your notebook or on a piece of paper if you wish, because you will be using this often in this work. Okay, so let's begin with parents. A mother image, or a mother, will be, whether she's alive or not, will be your mirror of your self-nurturing, your self-nurturance, or your self-nurturing. That part of you, mothers are feeding us, so that's nurturing. And that's what we replace. If you happen to have mother there, just replace it with self-nurturing. And it has to have self in there, because they teach us eventually to nurture ourselves. Father, in turn, will be self-guidance. Okay, so write that down, and I think you're going to see it on the slide. Next, you will see, because fathers teach us to guide ourselves. They are mentors of guidance, and they're, slowly showing us, teaching us how to eventually guide ourselves. Then our beloved boyfriend, girlfriend, they would be, or husband or wife, any of those words will be replaced with self-loving. Okay, so a partner will be self-loving. Any partner at all, any kind. Lastly, a child, whether it's your child, another child, it doesn't make any difference. The child, since we, again, give them, create for them their body, then the child is considered a mirror call of our creativity. So creativity will be inserted any place you have anything that looks like a child. And I just realized that in case you have an animal as part of your wording, then the animal needs to be replaced by what the animal represents for you. For instance, if you happen to have cat in your words, you might want to replace that with your female or your feminine side. Or if it's that you love the cat, then it would be your love, your self-love. Dogs are often that also. unconditional love. Dogs love you usually no matter what you do to them, so we call them unconditional love. Horses might be high ideals, something like that. Okay, so take some time now and replace those words with all the words which hopefully you'll be seeing in a slide or on this video. And now we're beginning to be ready to read it again. And again, read it at the beginning in your notebook with my abiding self is, or my quantum wave pattern is, all those words in present tense, ending with, at the bottom, as my universal illuminated being, which is, of course, the two glasses together, the two parts of you partnered. It's not that Angela is her eternal self. My eternal self, she's my partner. She's literally my lifelong partner. And that's what she is. Okay. Now, assuming you've already done that, you can pause if you needed to, if you need to do this. We're going to name her now, or him if you're a man. So I'm going to read you one that I did for a French man. And this is what it says. And of course you have to realize that this has been worked with, refined. This may take you a week of looking at this and getting, yeah, that's what it really is. That's what that expression really means. And then you'll write that down. Yes, this may take time. So I'm going to read to you the final reading of a French man's abiding self. My abiding self is staying with myself, hearing, looking, knowing what's needed, self-empowering, and trusting myself, 6 words, as my universal illuminated being. So I'm going to read it quickly now, and then I'll give you the name. That's what we're looking for next. The name that we're going to give this. Because this aspect of ourself is a partner. It's a being of us. And we want it to have a name that we can put after our name. My abiding self is staying with myself, hearing, looking, knowing what's needed, self-empowering and trusting myself as my universal illuminated being. He came up with the name for this, free to be me. So I'm going to make up a name for him. James, free to be me, is his new name. James, free to be me. Okay, so now I think it's a good time to stop or end this video so that you can take a little time to find a name. And then in our next video, we're going to talk about ways that we can begin to live this. 43 possible ways that my teacher Roger Cotting gave me to awaken our abiding self in our life. You know, wake her up, wake him up, and live as Angela Communion, or true, communion. Networking is another name I gave her, or triune communion, and that's, my name. So we're going to end here. Don't worry what yours sounds like, even if it doesn't sound right. You can send me a message, friend me, do an email if you wish. All of those possibilities. Sending it to me, and I'll send you back as some help if you need it for replacing different words. Okay, so Swadika, we're going to end here with the same haiku. We'll just stick with it. I've written many, but I think we'll stay with this one because it's so important. When you dare to bare your heart naked, you turn your scared into sacred. Swadika, and see you in our next video.